Oh, you caught me. You caught me. Yes, I forgot to change the date. It is not Friday. It is not Friday. Hang on. It is Sunday, March the 16th. There we go. Okay. Now we're cooking. Good morning, everybody. It is Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. And it's all powered by News 40 WNKY. Good morning to you after a kind of a crazy weekend. Not so much for us, but for some other folks, unfortunately, uh, it's been a bad weekend. We've got numerous fatalities in parts of Missouri, some in Arkansas, some in Mississippi. In those areas that we said that's where the worst of the weather would be, it certainly turned out that way. Major tornado outbreak, uh, lots of damaged property and loss of life. It is not a good thing. Now, I will tell you that I am somewhat in amazement that Friday night we just did not get anything. I mean, there were some raindrops, and that was about it. Off in the distance, you could see a lot of lightning going on, but none of the severe weather came here to the 270. It was, you know, in one way, you could look at it as an answer to prayer. In another way, you could look at it as there just was not enough of that energy that was holding together that late at night, thankfully, to impact our area. It was all that energy was being spent back to the west. I mean, as close as Owensboro and Ohio County. There were folks that got some very big hail. Remember the hail that we got back in 98? Remember the spring storm of 98, April 16th of 1998, how big that hail was? In comparison, this was pretty close. They had some very large hail in Owensboro. But then you come to Warren County, Bowling Green, Southern Kentucky, much of, well, really all of the 270, pretty much all of it, except for that northwestern corner. And then all of the News 40 viewing area, there was nothing. The air was just a little bit too dry and a little more stable. I noticed that if you were watching me at 6 o'clock Friday night, I mentioned that the dew points looked like they were coming down. That was key. That was probably key to preventing us from being in the thick of the worst of the weather. Um, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, my team was all at the station for about 4 hours, and nothing. We were just waiting for that line to come in and do something, and it didn't. And we're just like, okay, all right. It was everywhere else, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, yesterday turned out exactly the way we thought it was going to, with all the heavy rain and some flooding that was going on. Here's a look at the numbers. 72 was the high, 12 degrees above the normal of 59. Our low of 59 equals what we should be for a high temperature. Yeah. Look at the precipitation. We set a record yesterday in the city of Bowling Green, 3.3 inches of rain. We said it would be between 2 and 4 inches of rain, and it verified. The previous record for the day yesterday was 2.25 inches of rain, and that was set back way back in 1922. Crazy, crazy. I thought when it was raining yesterday, I thought, man, this is just going to keep going and going. And it certainly did. And we were far enough north of the worst of the weather that that's all we got was some lightning, some thunder, and some heavy rain. We did not receive any severe weather for that 2-day, two-pronged system. We escaped it all pretty much, except for the heavy rainfall. Pretty incredible. And we're grateful and we're thankful, but golly, we pray for, I mean, I'm looking at some really bad destruction in some places this morning, and those folks are going to need our prayers. They're going to need help. There are already boots on the ground. You've got the American Red Cross, you've got Salvation Army, you've got Southern Baptist convention folks that are their team that they send out and provide meals and do things on the ground after these disasters. Some of those folks are already out there, only hours after disaster has taken its toll. So that's good. Okay, here's a look at radar. We'll start there, and as you can see, we still have these occasional showers. They're rotating around that deep low pressure system. The one that started all of this is already well north of us. This is the second low that developed near the Gulf, and now it's moved northward. And we're just seeing this energy kind of pinwheeling on the backside of that system. And this is the colder side of the system now. You can see numerous flood warnings that are up along the Green River Basin, around the Tennessee River, the Cumberland River, all over. This is kind of like a few weeks ago when we had the intense flooding. Maybe not as bad, but there's some high water out there. You got to be careful. There's a lot of high water now. All of this will remain rain as we get colder. Today is going to get colder than what it is right now. We're pretty much at our high temperature for the day, which is going to be around the mid 50s. We're not going to get any warmer. In fact, we're going to get colder or cooler. Let's say cooler. That sounds better. We're going to get cooler than what we've been lately. Comparison, if you compared temperatures, yeah, you could say colder. It is going to get colder because we've got a cold front, backdoor front that's coming in, and that's really going to cool us down. You can see here that we're starting mild in the 50s here at 8:35 on this Sunday morning, but look back to the west. Temperatures are falling into the 40s as that cold front begins to come through. The winds are shifting from, as you can see, from the south and southwest over Bowling Green to the northwest. Here comes the cold front. This is the one that's going to bring our temperatures down throughout the day. So it's the warmest it's going to be right now for today. We'll say around 57 or so for a high temperature. Then the temperatures will continue to fall through the 40s as we go through the day. Wind gusts, yeah, are now picking up from the northwest to our west at 15, 17 to 22 miles per hour. So, yeah, it's still going to be breezy, but now the breezes are going to feel much cooler. So, if you're getting ready, say, to leave for church, or you're getting ready to go out for your Sunday, know that it's the warmest it's going to be right now. Later today, it's going to feel much chillier. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let's look at rainfall totals. Okay. I'm going to go past 24 hours. Wow. Some impressive rainfall totals. And like I said, for Bowling Green, a record breaking 3.3 is what was recorded at the airport. This is showing 3.83 at the Corvette plant, 3.41 on the southern sensor, which is at the Ag Expo Center. So, yes, well over 3 inches of rain. All of the 2 to 4 inch predictions verified. Look over here to places like Russell County, 4 and practically 4.25 inches, almost that much further south in Monticello, 4 1/4 inches of rain down in Clinton County. Lots of threes, lots of upper 2 inch, almost 3 inch rainfall amounts, even to the north, lesser amounts to the west. Here you go from a half inch to about an inch, inch and a half to 2 inches. Further east you go, then it comes into the 3 to 4. The precipitation, the rainfall predictions verified exactly where they were supposed to be and how much. It was right on target. So you're going to find, especially from, say, I-65 East, you're going to find a lot of flooding. You're going to find a lot of high water. Some of the water from a couple of weeks ago still has not fallen. Some of the Green River Basin, some of the creeks and streams and rivers are still running high. And then you add 3 inches or more on top of that, then you've got some issues. There may be some closed roads in a few places. Turn around, don't drown. You know how that goes. So yeah, crazy, crazy rainfall. All right, let's go to. I want to just touch on this. There's no severe weather expected for us today, but I do want to show you the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Sunday, March 16th. There may be a few thunderstorms in our area, but the severe weather threat has now moved well to the east, taking in all of eastern Kentucky and then into the Virginias and the Carolinas. There are tornado watches out that way further east, but nothing for us. All of that is now gone. Okay. And I'm not sure why these the settings must have reset. I don't know. Anyway, the maps look smaller to me this morning. I'm sure they do to you. I apologize for that. But anyway, I'll get that fixed. All right. I want to show you. Let me fix that because that's just way too small. I'm not sure why everything's looking so small this morning. Okay. I hate that. I hate that when it happens. Like I'm trying to show you stuff. I don't know how it did, but things reset. I guess in the middle of the storm, things got reset here and everything looks small to me. I'm sure it does to you. Let me see if I can blow that up while we're talking here. Um, yeah, that's probably going to make it too big. It's making it big in the wrong way. Okay. All right. I am so sorry. There's something that went crazy, I guess, from the storm, and now everything is not proportioned exactly like it should be. But anyway, what I wanted to show you with this map is the colder air coming in. Watch it change. Just look at the colors. I know you probably can't read the numbers, but here comes our cold front. Look at how much colder it's going to get today as we go through the day. Yeah, 40s, and then here come 30s, and this is like just after dark. We're going to fall into the 30s. It's going to get close to freezing in a couple of places, even overnight tonight. I'm going to go with 32. And then here we go into Monday morning. We start to warm back up, and it's going to, uh, we're going to try to get close to 60 tomorrow, although this model does not show that. But you can see we've got some chilly nights on the way the next few nights just because that cold front and the cooler air starts to take over. Okay, back to the maps, and I'll show you what the maps are showing as far as systems coming through. We're going to stay fairly quiet now that we're getting behind that big system. We've got some nice days coming, sunny for Monday. Then we get Tuesday. We're going to start to warm back up. You can see the warmer flow here as we get back into the 70s. Very quiet weather for a couple of days. Wednesday, we'll start to see the next system advancing from the west. This one, not as potent, not as windy, not as stormy. This one will have some rain with it by Wednesday evening into early Thursday. And then behind it, we cool back down into the 50s. Friday will be back into the 60s, and then a chance of rain by Saturday as we push into the upper 60s to near 70. So it is going to improve. We've got that next system coming next week, but it's not going to be that potent of a system, not like the one we just had. And here are your numbers from the model blender. And you can see we go from cooler air to a warm period Tuesday, Wednesday, then another after that system, and a little bit of rain. We cool back down for Thursday, then warm back up. This is more in line with where we should be for high temperature and low temperature for this time of the year. Actually, this is chillier, colder than the lows. The lows ought to be around 60. Our highs ought to be around, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. The highs should be in this right around 60 to maybe low 60s. We're going to be right in line with that next week. Overnight lows will be in the 40s, which is pretty much where they should be. So we get past the next system, and then everything kind of evens out a little bit better. There's a look at the 7-day forecast. We've got St. Patty's Day tomorrow, sunshine around 57. Then we have those showers Wednesday, Thursday that cools us down a little bit more. First day of spring is Thursday, believe it or not. And it's going to be cooler. Uh, then we warm back up. But you get the idea. I don't see any more big storms coming in. I don't see any more high winds, except for today there will be gusts from time to time, but I don't see anything else that is going to be just like what we've experienced, at least for a little while. All right, there's your Sunday morning update. Sorry, apologize for all the small little graphics. I'll fix that before tomorrow morning. In the meantime, make sure you download the News 40 weather app right there. Hopefully, you did during this time of bad weather, and it kept you up to date. I mean, we didn't even go on the air or stream Friday night because there was just nothing to talk about here. Um, so let's just think about and pray about all the folks that are dealing with the bad weather because they're going to have a lot of cleanup. And unfortunately, there was loss of life, and it's unfortunate. Okay, you guys have a great Sunday. Thank you for watching as always. God bless.